Walk through any supermarket today and you will see the same promise printed on drinks, biscuits, sweets, yogurt, cereal, and even ice cream. Sugar-free. Those two words make a product sound clean, safe, and healthy. They make many people believe they can eat more of it without worrying about weight, blood sugar, or heart health. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Sugar-free does not mean healthy. It does not even mean the food will have no effect on your blood sugar. In some cases, the sugar-free version may contain almost as many calories as the regular version. It may still be high in starch, fat, salt, or heavily processed ingredients. It may also contain sweeteners that cause bloating or diarrhea when eaten in larger amounts. I am Dr. Adrian Mercer, and today I want to show you what the words sugar-free really mean. We will look at the label tricks that confuse shoppers, the ingredients that can still affect your body, and the simple checks you can use before putting any product into your basket. This is not a message telling you that every sweetener is poisonous. That would be false. It is also not a message telling you to fear every sugar-free food. Some can be useful. The real danger is believing that two words on the front of a package tell you the whole story. By the end of this video, you will know how to judge these foods for yourself. You may be surprised by how different the front of the package looks from the truth on the back. Let us begin with the words sugar-free. Under United States food rules, a product can use this claim when it contains less than half a gram of sugar in the stated serving. That sounds simple, but notice the important words, in the stated serving. If the serving is very small, the number may look better than the amount you truly eat. A mint, sweet, biscuit, or spoonful may qualify as one serving, but you may eat 3 or 4 servings without thinking about it. Small amounts can then add up. There is another important point. Sugar-free only tells you about sugar. It does not tell you the total amount of carbohydrate. It does not tell you the calories. It does not tell you the fat, salt, protein, fiber, or quality of the ingredients. Imagine a packet of sugar-free biscuits. The manufacturer removes ordinary sugar, but the biscuits are still made with refined flour and added fat. Your digestive system can break the starch in that flour down into glucose. The label may say 0 sugar, while the food still provides a meaningful amount of carbohydrate. This matters greatly for anyone watching their blood sugar. Your body turns carbohydrate from food into glucose. Sugar is one type of carbohydrate, but it is not the only type. Bread, flour, crackers, rice, potatoes, and many starches can also raise blood glucose after you eat them. The first trap is total carbohydrate. When people see sugar-free, they often stop reading. They assume the food is free from anything that could raise blood sugar. That is a dangerous shortcut. Turn the package around and find the nutrition facts panel. Look at total carbohydrate per serving, not only the line marked total sugars. Then look at the serving size. Ask yourself honestly whether you will eat one serving or several. Suppose a sugar-free snack contains 20 grams of carbohydrate per serving. If you eat 2 servings, you have eaten 40 grams. The 0 sugar claim on the front does not erase those carbohydrates. This does not mean every carbohydrate is bad. Beans, vegetables, whole grains, and fruit contain carbohydrate along with useful nutrients and fiber. The question is not whether a food contains any carbohydrate. The question is what kind it contains, how much you eat, and what else comes with it. A highly processed sugar-free biscuit and a piece of whole fruit are not equal simply because one has less sugar written on the label. Whole fruit contains water, fiber, vitamins, and plant compounds. It is also harder to eat quickly in large amounts. A packet of processed snacks is very easy to keep eating. The second trap is portion size. Food companies know that smaller serving sizes make the numbers on a label look smaller. The numbers may be legal and accurate, but they may not match how you eat the product. Look at sugar-free sweets. One serving might be 2 or 3 pieces. Yet many people sit with the whole bag while watching television. They are not counting each piece. Within minutes, one serving becomes 4. This can multiply the calories, carbohydrate, fat, and sweeteners. It can also create a very unpleasant surprise in the stomach. The third trap is sugar alcohols. Despite the name, sugar alcohols are not the same as the alcohol in beer or wine. They are sweet carbohydrates used in many sugar-free sweets, chewing gums, protein bars, biscuits, and frozen desserts. Common names include sorbitol, maltitol, mannitol, xylitol, and erythritol. These ingredients usually provide fewer calories than ordinary sugar, and many cause a smaller rise in blood glucose. that can make them useful in certain products. But smaller does not mean zero. Some sugar alcohols still provide calories and carbohydrate. Different types can affect blood sugar differently. If you live with diabetes, the total carbohydrate line is still important. There is another problem many people learn about the hard way. Sugar alcohols are not always fully absorbed in the small intestine. When a large amount reaches the lower digestive system, it can draw in water and be fermented by bacteria. The result may be gas, cramping, bloating, or diarrhea. Sorbitol and mannitol products may even carry a warning that excess consumption can have a laxative effect. This is why someone can eat half a bag of sugar-free sweets, believing they made a healthy choice, then spend the evening with severe stomach discomfort. The product was not necessarily unsafe. The portion was simply much larger than their digestive system could handle. Older adults may need to be especially careful. Digestion can become more sensitive with age. Some people already have bowel problems or take medicines that affect digestion. A large amount of sugar alcohol may make those problems worse. If a sugar-free product causes repeated bloating, pain, or loose stools, check the ingredient list. Look for words ending in "ol", such as sorbitol, maltitol, and xylitol. Erythritol also belongs to this group. Now we come to the most controversial part of this discussion. What about high-intensity sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and certain forms of stevia? These sweeteners are far sweeter than ordinary sugar, so only a small amount is needed. They add few or no calories, and they generally do not cause the same immediate rise in blood glucose as sugar. The United States Food and Drug Administration says the approved high-intensity sweeteners are safe for the general population under their intended conditions of use. The agency sets or accepts safety limits designed to remain well below amounts expected to cause harm. That fact is important because the internet is filled with claims that one sip of a diet drink is toxic. The evidence does not support that kind of panic. However, safe within an established intake level is not the same as proven to improve your health. Something can reduce sugar and still fail to make the whole diet healthier. In 2023, the World Health Organization advised against using non-sugar sweeteners as a long-term tool for controlling body weight or preventing chronic disease. Its review did not find a lasting benefit for reducing body fat. The organization also reported associations between long-term sweetener use and some health problems, but it clearly described the recommendation as conditional. That matters. Many studies were observational, which means they could not prove the sweeteners caused the health problems. For example, people who already have obesity, diabetes, or heart risks may be more likely to choose diet products. If researchers later see more illness in diet drink users, the drink may not be the only reason. Their earlier health risk may explain part of the connection. So the honest answer is not that every artificial sweetener is dangerous. The honest answer is that replacing every sugary food with an intensely sweet alternative may not produce the long-term health result people expect. There is a difference between using one diet drink to help move away from several sugary drinks and building your entire diet around sweetened, processed products. The first may be a useful step. The second keeps your taste trained to expect intense sweetness all day. Think about your morning. Sweetened coffee is followed by sugar-free yogurt. Then comes a diet drink, a sweet protein bar, sugar-free biscuits, and a sweet dessert at night. Sugar has gone down, but the desire for constant sweetness has not. This can make plain foods seem dull. Water feels boring. Unsweetened yogurt tastes sour. Fresh fruit does not feel sweet enough. The label may have changed while the habit remains. The goal should not only be to replace sugar. The deeper goal is to lower how much sweetness you need. Let us talk about erythritol because it has created alarming headlines. Erythritol is a sugar alcohol used in many low-carbohydrate and sugar-free products. Some studies found that people with higher levels of erythritol in their blood had more heart attacks and strokes. Laboratory work also raised questions about blood clotting. These findings deserve serious research, especially because people with diabetes and heart risks often use these products. But they do not prove that eating erythritol directly caused those events. The body can also make erythritol, and people with existing health problems may naturally have higher blood levels. The United States Food and Drug Administration reviewed the research and said the observational findings did not establish a causal link between eating erythritol and the reported heart effects. The sensible response is neither panic nor dismissal. We need more long-term studies. Until then, it is reasonable to avoid consuming huge amounts every day, especially if a product encourages you to eat far more sweetness than you otherwise would. Now consider calories. Sugar-free chocolate can still contain cocoa butter, milk fat, nuts, or other energy-rich ingredients. Sugar-free biscuits still need flour and fat to create their texture. Sugar-free ice cream may still contain fat and other carbohydrates. Sometimes the sugar-free version has fewer calories. Sometimes the difference is small. Never assume. Compare the two labels. Look at the calories per serving in the regular product and the sugar-free product. Then compare the serving sizes. If the sugar-free version saves only a few calories but causes you to eat twice as much, the advantage disappears. The same principle applies to weight loss. No single label claim can overcome the total pattern of your diet. A sugar-free dessert does not cancel a day of overeating, just as one apple does not repair a diet made mostly from processed food. Here is the simple 5-second label check I want you to remember. First, ignore the large promise on the front for a moment. Turn the package around. Second, check the serving size. Decide how many servings you are truly likely to eat. Third, read total carbohydrate. This is especially important if you have diabetes or monitor blood glucose. Fourth, compare calories, saturated fat, sodium, and fiber. Sugar-free food can still be high in fat or salt and low in fiber. Fifth, read the ingredient list. Ingredients are generally listed from the largest amount to the smallest. Look for refined flour, starches, oils, sugar alcohols, and high-intensity sweeteners. This check takes only a few seconds once you practice it. It gives you more useful information than the largest words on the front. Let me give you a practical supermarket example. You are choosing between regular yogurt and sugar-free yogurt. Do not decide from the front label alone. Compare the serving size and total carbohydrate. Check whether the yogurt has useful protein. Look for the amount of saturated fat. Read the ingredient list. One product may be plain yogurt with no added sugar. Another may be highly sweetened with several additives. A third may contain fruit and a moderate amount of added sugar. The best choice depends on your needs, but plain unsweetened yogurt with fresh fruit is often a simple option. You control the sweetness and gain the texture and nutrients of real fruit. Now imagine choosing a drink. Moving from regular sugary soda to a diet version may sharply reduce sugar and calories. For someone drinking several regular sodas each day, that replacement can be a useful bridge. But water, sparkling water, or unsweetened tea should still become the main destination. A bridge is helpful because it takes you somewhere. It should not become the place where you live forever. The best way to reduce sugar is not always to replace it with something intensely sweet. Sometimes, the better answer is to choose food that was not designed to taste like dessert in the first place. Choose water most often. Try tea or coffee with gradually less sweetness. Eat plain oats instead of a sweetened breakfast bar. Choose nuts, eggs, vegetables, beans, fish, and other simple foods that do not need a health claim on the front. When you want something sweet, choose a reasonable portion and enjoy it slowly. A small serving of ordinary food may satisfy you more than a large amount of a sugar-free version that keeps you searching for more. If you have diabetes, do not change medicines or treat sugar-free products as unlimited foods. Check your blood glucose as advised by your healthcare professional. Different foods and sweeteners can affect people differently. If you have ongoing diarrhea, bloating, or abdominal pain, speak with a clinician. Do not assume it is simply part of aging. Bring a list or photograph of the products you use. The hidden cause may be an ingredient you consume every day. So, is sugar-free food a lie? The legal claim itself usually has a clear meaning. The lie is the meaning many of us attach to it. We hear sugar-free and imagine calorie-free, carbohydrate-free, safe for unlimited eating, good for weight loss, and better for the heart. The package never truly promised all of that. Our minds filled in the empty space. Remember the central lesson. Sugar-free is one fact about one nutrient in one stated serving. It is not a complete judgment on the food. Use sugar-free products as tools when they genuinely help you reduce sugar. Do not give them a health halo. Check total carbohydrate, calories, portion size, fat, salt, fiber, and ingredients. Most importantly, slowly reduce your need for constant sweetness. Your taste can change. Foods that seem plain today can become satisfying after a few weeks. The healthiest shopping basket is not built from the loudest promises. It is built from foods you understand. If this video changed the way you look at labels, share it with someone who buys sugar-free products for their health. Subscribe for more clear explanations from Dr. Adrian Mercer, and remember, the truth is often printed in small letters on the back.